Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, and there is the disclaimer. Happy Monday, y'all. Woo, boy, let me tell you, United Snakes of America is turned up right now. Yesterday, President Joe Biden did drop out of the race. Thank goodness. Joe Biden looks like he's he has dementia, probably Alzheimer's, or however you want to say it. You say tomato, I say tomato. But anyway, he dropped out. And, they didn't have no other choice but to make Kamala Harris the president because that is the protocol. Now, whether she will stay on the ballot, we will see in August because, of course, she's going to need so many delegates from the Democratic convention. When that convention comes here to Chicago, Illinois in August, that's when we will truly find out who's actually on the ballot for president and vice president. To my beautiful, amazing audience, I am so glad you chose me to be with. We respect everybody's opinion here at April Showers Network. If you don't like what I say or anybody on my panel says, we can disagree to here. You can say that. But if you do any name calling, you can leave or you're going to be blocked. See, I have zero tolerance. You don't respect my guests, my panel, or me on my channel. Get your own channel to do. Okay, because we're adults over here. Now, this presidential election has been showing really, it's full of a lot of hate, okay? I don't have a dog in this fight. This is commentary. I'm also teachable. Now I'm gonna just give you guys prime example of how teachable that I am. Okay. So I have a person that and his name is Mr. Robert Keller. And we go all the way back to the R. Kelly sector, and we've always respected each other. So, as you know, I was sending him all of this stuff because, see, when Kamala Harris was running for president some years back, I had already did my research on her, so I knew what the woman was about. You know, she would let people go to death and be unalived. Okay? So anyway, back to the story of Mr. Keller and how I can take constructive criticism. And I hope you guys, can y'all hear me? Okay. Hey, Buckfowl. Hey, Six Bows. And I really need y'all to stay for this show because y'all gonna learn some stuff today. So anyway, Mr. Keller said, he gave me an example. He said, Miss April, and y'all know I'm as honest because I don't have nothing to prove to nobody anymore. You know, my main concern is first is you know, God, my high. Then my son, well, me and my son, okay. Then the family. I done met on YouTube. So, you know, I was on this rampage, and I'm still on the rampage because she wouldn't release these 5,000 non-violent criminals. So, Mr. Keller always teaches me things, okay? So he said, well, Miss April, if somebody stole all of your money out the bank or stole all of your life savings, what would you want to do? I said, well, I would want them to be charged and go to prison, you know, maybe 5 years. You know, maybe, you know, I'll say a beat down. I ain't trying to unalive nobody unless you mess with my only child. He said, so you're saying if someone took your life savings, you out of money, that you would want them to go to prison for 5 years? I said, yes. He said, well, what if they decided after they have been in prison that they was going to let them go? I said I wouldn't like it, but I would have to accept it. He said, well, that's how Kamala Harris felt. Somebody stealing from you, violent crime, you wanted them to go to prison for 5 years, and they decided to release them early. The difference is, I said I would have to accept that they were releasing them. Kamala Harris and her did not accept what they were saying. She was practically had broken the law with not releasing these men. She did her job of locking them up, but then she didn't do her job of releasing them. So that's a big difference. I said I would have to accept the decision. There, you know, I would have to accept it because it is what it is. Kamala Harris didn't want to accept it. She felt like, hey, they should stay in prison. So she didn't want to release them. And she was going to do within her power. So that means, you know, then she had her personal feelings because it became law to release nonviolent offenders. F. Kamala Harris. But anyway, Kamala Harris, now, and this is my opinion, y'all. She is another Barack Obama. Brown skin only, okay? They didn't grow up around black people. They didn't hear stories from their families on things in the South. Like I heard, like my mother going to jail because through a white man's yard. She got tired. She said, I got tired of walking around this man's yard. Extra mile. She said, so I walked she walked on his property, and my mother got, after she spent that night in jail, my grandmother sent my mother up here where my father was at, to Chicago, and they got married. Or my other grandmother, who had to pass for white, okay? My grandmother, on my mother's side, her father was a slave owner. She was dark-skinned, okay? But the slave owner did help her. See, this is what Black America is about, hearing stories like this, okay? Also, Kamala Harris implemented the Stop Frisk plan, which targeted black and brown men. So they can miss me with anything they try to say about this wench, okay? Now, first, educate y'all about reparations. Now, actually was field order number 15, because I need y'all to follow me, because this is going to be a great show. I just hope y'all can just stay with me. It's not going to be long neither, because I have to be downstairs at 11 o'clock for Meals on Wheels. We have activities that I'm helping with. So anyway, this is what I want to show y'all right here. Now, these are people that received reparations for historical justices, right? So you had Native Indians, the Japanese Americans. Now, I want y'all to listen to what this woman says. Bear with me as I get my screen together, y'all, to share it. See, I bring facts on why I feel the way I feel about people. I don't hate the woman. She's not for us, and she's not like us. Okay.
Discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists. barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing
Oh crap. Hold on.
on an equal footing in this country. Got to recognize that. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit. Fit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans.
No, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same, they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. Focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities. Why we're doing it. Any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and
You hear
society as
what
a whole
that
in the
have to
country.
say?
Right?
She said, I'm not going to do anything. Let me bring it back. She said it, not me. I'm not going to do anything that's going to benefit Black people only.
As a whole in the country. Right? Your donation will help us.
Oh, Lord.
Your donation will help us to open more field offices.
Please stop sharing. If she said, I'm not anything that's going to only help Black people, okay? So, when they gave the native for government seized land, Japanese Americans for being here in internment camp, survivors of police abuse in Chicago, victims of sterilization, and Black residents of Rosewood. Did the presidents then, did they say, I'm not a president just for the Native American people? For the Japanese Americans? The sterilization? Now, stay with me because we only got about 10 more minutes. It don't take long to break stuff down. Now, I need y'all to know we were promised 40 acres in the mule. We didn't get that once President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. Andrew Johnson rescinded on. Now I need y'all to just listen to this video. Oh Lord, wait a minute. Let me hide everything first. Bear with me, y'all. Just bear with me. This video is only 5 minutes long. Okay. Only 5 minutes long.
Just think of whole droves of people that had hardly ever left the plantation, turned loose all at once, with nothing in the world but the clothes on their back. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation had freed slaves across the South. But Washington still had no clear plan for what to do once Africa. Secretary of War, Edwin M. Stanton, to Savannah. Stanton instructed General Sherman to set up a meeting with some of the city's black mayors. He wanted to hear how the freedmen imagined their future in the South. That evening, 20 black men entered the grand parlor as guests of Stanton and Sherman. 16 slaves. They chose Reverend Garrison Frazier, who had purchased his freedom 9 years earlier, to be their spokesman. For the first time, federal officials conferred with freed slaves about the future of African Americans in the South.
The exchange that occurs between Sherman, Stanton, and the Union generals and Reverend Frazier is one of the extraordinary moments of the Civil War and the ending of the Civil War. Frazier not asked him questions about what the war meant. They asked him questions about what the Emancipation Proclamation had meant. They asked him what the presence of black troops in the Union Army meant. And in many ways, you'll find no better definition of the war and the kinds of answers that Garrison Frazier gives that day in Savannah.
The freedom, as promised by the Emancipation Proclamation, is taking us from under the yoke of bondage and placing us where we reap the fruit of our own labor.
To be a slave, as one of these ministers pointed out to General Sherman, was to be someone who had no control of decisions. And now, these people feel the need to express their abilities, their choices.
We can best take care of ourselves is to have land, and we consume and have something to spare. We want to be placed on land till we're able to buy it and make it our own.
This was a man who never left probably coastal Georgia in his life. But he understood the Declaration of Independence. He understood. And beyond that, he said, in effect, you should give us our rights, and you should protect our rights, and then you should leave citizens.
4 days later, anxious to get thousands of freed slaves off his hands and Washington off his back, General Special Field Order 15. It was only a temporary order, but it became one of the most controversial of the Civil War. Plantations in the rice country had been abandoned by white planters during the war. 400,000 of these acres would be given over to African Americans for settlement. The huge land tract included the Sea Islands and parts of the Georgia and South Carolina coast.
40 acres of land will be given out to each family. Plus, Sherman says, the tons of mules, which we don't really need. They're broken down from our long march. If anyone wants a mule, they can have one of these mules. This is the origin of that famous phrase, 40 acres and a mule.
Here was a real revolution in the land, on the land, and a chance to to be their own freeholders.
African Americans in the South. News of 40 acres and a mule spread as fast as the contagion of freedom itself. Many saw this as proof that emancipation would give Black men and women a true stake in the land they had toiled on for.
Okay, so that's where 40 acres and a mule come in. When we gonna have somebody that's gonna represent us and say, this is what they were promised? Somebody like Kamala Harris and the Barack Obama that had the brown skin, and I was on the inside, okay? Because they were our color. You know how they say all skin folks ain't kin. Okay. Did anybody think when they gave the Indians the money, the Japanese American people money, when they come up with all of these, hate crime bills, Asian hate crime, still ain't nothing against blacks. We've been hated against for a while. When is somebody gonna stand up? Y'all they cheering for Kamala Harris now. She will lock you up and throw away the key. And I'm sick of them talking about Trump gonna do this and Trump gonna do that. Well, look at what the hell this woman done did in the past. And I'm supposed to be cheering. Y'all got like messed up. All skin folks ain't for us, okay? The time is now. If you a Democratic voter, I vote on issues. The Black Caucus, nobody should have endorsed this woman until she said she's going to give us reparations. This is the time. The Democratic Party is in limbo. They're scrambling and they need the black vote. But what do? Y'all want to make Kamala Harris black now. See, she went to an HBCU school because, she probably got a free scholarship because she was Asian, since that was, HBCU college she went to. They had to allow people of other races to attend. Look at her record. Look at the stop and frisk. Anytime a black person, any man of color was pulled over, the police had the right to frisk them. And y'all cheering for this woman. I would never wear Chucks and pearls. Kamala Harris ain't like us and ain't for us. She said it. I didn't say it. She said it. Right now is the time. Every black American that's a Democrat should be saying we ain't voting for you until we get reparations. It should be a standoff. They need the black vote now more than ever. And I hate to say it, y'all, but Trump is in there. He's in there. He's in there, okay? You know, you sat around, y'all knew this man had dementia. Y'all knew that. You let him go on stage, doped up, drugged up, and then people abused him. He's not in his right mind. And I feel sorry for him. I don't want to hear nothing about COVID, none of that. It's dementia. They was trying to hide it. Hey, they've been saying Hunter been running the White House. They found all kind of cocaine in the White House. Okay? So all of this stuff that was passed, all of this money to Ukraine, who really approved all of this stuff? Who approved all of this stuff? You know, and for this, well, they change it up now. See, oh, they got in the front because they gotta follow protocol. If the president drops out, the vice president becomes president. But see, sorry for the coughing. But what's gonna happen is when that Democratic convention comes in August, that's when the American people will find out the Democratic Party in the United States of America, who they have really chosen to be the president. They have to follow protocol. Okay? So that's what's going on now. So, you know, and I'm pretty sure this is why they probably hid it for so long. And allegedly Barack Obama is not in favor of Kamala. I don't know why both of y'all, you was in there, you was talking about you was the president for all people. Everybody thought you was the great black. You went and said, you went and helped them other folks. You went and helped them other people. And they know it's over with. There's just no way they get ready to beat Trump. See, they need to, you know, black people, you know, the Black Caucus, which probably has black faces, no telling who is run by, like Black Lives Matter was ran by a guy, and you know, the black woman story who they use as the front person. You never heard anything about that woman being charged, being prosecuted, land and property. See, you know, I'm just bringing commentary. I ain't trying to argue with nobody, but this is why I say F. Kamala Harris. I said it back when she was first trying to be a presidential candidate. I said it then. Now, we gonna close, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to one more time. So when y'all all, you know, getting ready to cha-chas and dress all up and put tucks and pearls on, you remember what this heifer said. That's all I'm asking. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
People.
Well, listen, again, we had over two Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around income, and we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country, and in particular, Black people. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act. Give people who are $1,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the count that they're not starting at equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homes. The disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country, right?
You know, you, you can't make this stuff up. Bo. Okay? Now, again, did they say that? They gave money to the Native Americans? Oh, well, hold on. Did they say that to the Japanese? Did they say that to the Indians? Whoever the president was. What about the Germans? The people, that where they said the United States stole their jewelry and stuff. Did they say, I'm just a president. I'm the president, but I want to make these people get what's owed to them. They made sure the Indians, Japanese American, they passed Asian hate crime bill. So I ain't messed up. Because all skin folks ain't for the skin folks. Hold on, everybody.
Today is Monday, July 22nd.
Hold on.
Bible study at 10 a.m. in the front room. The country store is serving vegetable beef soup. Again, we have Bible study at 10 a.m. on the first floor. And the country store is serving vegetable beef soup. Thank you.
So this was another thing when everybody was cheering for that Barack Obama, him and Kamala the same. In office, black people thought they was the great black hope, especially Barack. Folks crying. He went against things that's in the Bible. Okay, if we want to, we got to keep stuff real. We got to stop sugarcoating. And for you people that's arguing with your family and friends, like I say, I can take constructive criticism. You know, Mr. Robert Keller will break things down to me, you know, to make me understand. Like you gave y'all that example. I would have to accept if they let somebody out early, if they had stolen everything from me and they received a 5-year prison sentence, accept the fact that now they are going to be released, but not her. That was Kamala Harris' idea. Stop and frisk. So what does stop and frisk to young men of color, black, brown, what did that do to them? That gave them more encounters. You can't make this up. Please, I beg of anybody, learn how to respect other people's opinions. Don't be falling out over this. You can respectfully disagree to agree. People might be like, oh, look at her. She talking about that woman. Mella ain't never, she's not like us, and she's not for us. And I ain't caught up in the Kamala Harris. Okay? See, I've been on what Kamala Harris was about. I don't care who Kamala Harris is married to. I don't care that he's, you know, a Caucasian man. That don't move me. Because she could still be for our people. Because you have some Caucasian people that have been more concerned about our people getting what we deserve than our own people. Okay? I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to come up, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm bringing commentary the way I see it. I'm going to drop the link. Anybody can come up here. If you disagree, you love her. I don't care if you love her. You know, I would respect you. I don't like her. If you love her, but I don't like her. Out her. What did DMX say? K-Dot put in that song, I don't like the way she walks, she talks, she dresses. I don't like nothing about her. Because she was incarceration. She passed laws that targeted the black and brown community, okay? Did we want to make these people the great black hope? Next thing you know, I'm waiting on her to come out and say I'm not black. But y'all want to make, y'all want to cha-cha to the poles. Y'all want to wear chucks and pearls. And this woman said, well, who's going to stand up and say they reneged on the 40 acres and a mule? So, I depend on my higher power. He done kept me here. 2-time breast cancer survivor, life survivor, all kind of addictions, clothing, shopping, gambling. And G, I thank you for being here. You said it's going to take patience. GJ3, this should have been done back with the King days. Once Johnson got out of office, the next president should have reinforced this. You see how fast Lincoln wasn't even, his body probably wasn't even cold. And they reneged on the deal to give us 40 acres and a mule. Because, see, then that way, we could have our own land. I could be able to go, I can go to a community. I can see a black sheriff, a deputy, the crooked ones, going, get my hair done, buy my clothes, get a tailor, have somebody do my nails, give me advice, have somebody read cards if I want to, have somebody sew me an outfit, somebody to teach me how to crochet, knit, somebody to say, you beautiful, be black and be proud. We don't have to be like them. And I say we're never going to get reparations. And we're not. We're not. They bring it up every election time to get people to start talking about it. But right now, with the Democrats in turmoil, I mean, they are scrambling right now. See, Democratic Party look bad. Because people been saying Joe Biden ain't been running this country. They said it was Hunter. They looking at all them deals. Who made them deals? Who cocaine was in the White House? Okay. Now is the time. Democrat, black voter, any organization should all be together. It should be the music. Blacks can checkmate the Democratic Party, but y'all won't do that. Y'all won't do that. For some reason. Right. See, we're taking care of us, our own community, doing our own stuff, dealing with our own kids, not in their system, not in their educational system, not, you know, prenatal vitamins given, different prenatal vitamins to women of color than the Caucasian woman, okay? We don't know what they did when black children was born. Hey, Amber, you know. So they scrambling. They are scrambling. And like I said, you know, a Kamala Harris don't move me. I don't care that she's married to a Caucasian man, because it ain't about that. I need somebody that's in there that's for the people, and that is for black people too, only because they get reports every month. They know these communities got roadblocks. Okay? They know they got roadblocks set up. They know they've got all kind of things that was built by design. And you had people like Kamala Harris still keeping a program going with stop and frisk, giving police the right. Oh, hey, Jose, hold on. Hey, Jose, how you doing? And how you feel? How's the recovery coming?
First of all, good morning, April. Thank you for allowing me on your platform. I'm recovering now. Now I'm able to walk short distances with the aid of a cane. But when it comes to like several blocks, I still need to use a walker. So I'm recovering very well. Thank
I'm gonna
you.
mute my mic.
So I'm recovering very well.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, as far as the situation with the election, I think Joe Biden made the honorable decision to drop off because if he's not convinced that he can argue the case, but he should continue. Um, he did an unselfish act. Now, as far as Kamala Harris is concerned, I mean, even with her in the race, we still have two not great choices to pick for, whether it be Kamala Harris or Trump. Now, as far as the situation regarding reparations, I hate to say this, but I don't think we're going to see this in our lifetime if we're ever going to see it. I mean, there have been times where the Democrats
I
have
agree,
control.
Jose. Keep going.
I mean, there have been times where the Democrats has been control of both the White House, the House, and the Senate. Okay, so they had plenty of opportunities to grant, reparations. I don't think we're going to see it, and I think what's going to have to be done is that we're going to have to get in new um, people in the House and the Senate before we can even begin to talk about reparations. And then once it gets to that point, then the question has to be, well, okay, so after figuring out who are the victims, figuring out what's the amount that's to be considered for adequate compensation, then you have to figure out how it's going to be paid. It's going to be paid in one lump sum, or it's going to be like in a series of payments. And then the last thing that we have to worry about is the litigation that's going to take place, because there's going to be people that they're not included, are going to sue to be included, and then there are those that are going to sue the state, it should not be included. So what's going to happen is, if we ever get to that point, the ones that are going to be that's going to be receiving a large portion of the reparations will be the attorneys and not the victims.
Okay, sorry, I had to unmute my mic. Yeah, that's what I say. We'll never see reparations. And like you said, it's been all kind of times it could have been done and it wasn't done. But for her to say that I would never do anything that would benefit Black people only, man, that made me 38 9mm hot.
Okay,
Because
but
that's
okay, but let's make it perfectly
the
clear.
reason why I was mad is because we. Okay.
Okay, but let's make it perfectly clear. Kamala Harris is not 100% Black. I mean, first of all, she has a Black parent and an Asian parent. Okay, so if anything, she's more considered mixed than Black. But the fact of the matter is this: um, she's not that much better than Biden. I mean, unfortunately, we have to make two not so great choices. And the fact of the matter is, she's going to have to make a case to the American public of why she should be given 4 years in the White House.
Jose, when after the inauguration, Joe Biden and Kamala, after their inauguration ceremonies, I don't even think they had gotten their clothes off good. And I think as soon as the inauguration activities was over, next thing I knew is I just saw commercials talking about Asians, showing Asians being attacked, and then an Asian crime bill being passed. I said, oh, that was what she told Joe Biden he for her since she ran under his ticket. She did for the Asians, but she didn't for the Black people. See. But you won't do nothing that's going to help only Blacks, but you did something that helped only Asians. Kamala Harris is a piece of crap, is what she is.
Well,
I'll mute my mic and let you talk.
Well, in all fairness, anyone that's in the position of authority, like the president or the vice president, has to think on the well-being for all the citizens. Okay, and I find it very odd that there was a crime bill, that the Asians got, but not for the other minority groups. I find it to be very odd. But I think when it comes to the African American community, okay, in all fairness, the only ones that can solve the issues is the members of the same community, because because they deal with all these problems 24/7. Okay, that's my thought about the whole thing.
Well, Jose, what they keep doing is they put these people in there that's our color, but they not for us. They're not for us. They get in there and they say, I'm a president for all of the people. I used to get so upset when they had a picture of Martin Luther King and they had Barack Obama by him. I said, no, boy. Martin Luther King Jr. would have been saying, what about my? It's when he would call Hoover on the phone, okay? What about what's going on here in Memphis? What about what went on down there in Ferguson, Barack? What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about some of these cities that got traps set where my people can't advance? Like, you gonna keep them in this slave mentality. You're gonna keep them entrapped in the hood. So they're our color, but they're not for us. They're not for us. And maybe the Kennedys would have maybe did something. That might be why they were unalived. The Kennedys, you know, especially John, he was really for the civil rights. That might be why he was unalived. But I'm just sharing the information, Jose. Just, how I feel. I respect, what you feel. And I do feel the same way. We'll never see it because it's going to come a point in the time where, there's not going to be any people that, that would know anything about slavery, the reparations. They don't even want to learn. They don't even know what the history is. And so when people say, with my 40 acres and a mule, but yeah, you're right. We'll never see it. They scrambling. The Democratic Party is scrambling. They are. Hey, Amber, remember you got to go in through the Darlene April. Remember you blocked yourself. You blocked yourself. Yeah, I see her up there. Did you make her can you make her a mod? Let me see if I can make her a mod. And then that way, because unmuted yourself. Jose?
Actually, what you can do if you have like another device like a cell phone, and what you can do is like mute the cell phone, go into your stream, and then highlight the person that you wish to make a mod. I think like to the right, there's like a couple of dots, which will allow you to do that.
but I see her, but
Okay.
she can't see everybody because what happened was we had an issue with a person, um, and so what Amber did was block herself.
I mean, the other way
But
you
if
can
she
do,
goes in through my other channel,
yeah.
we should be able to see her. Hold
Hmm.
on. Okay, you can keep going. If can everybody please hit the like, share, and subscribe button? Okay, you can keep going. If can everybody please hit?
Okay.
Says I see now. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm
But
sorry for interrupting you, Jose.
no,
Excuse me.
it's okay. No, it's okay. But like I
Okay.
said, look, like I said before, the only way that there's going to be any chance for any discussion regarding reparations is that they go, that the members of the African American community is going to have to select those people in the House and in the Senate that are in favor of reparations. That's the only way that's going to get done. Otherwise, when I mean, that's never going to come to fruition. And when it comes to these politicians, we have to vet them properly. In other words, we have to try to learn as much as we can regarding what they say they want to do, and try to find out what they have done. Okay, because anyone can say, "I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that," but the sure way of finding out is trying to find out the history. What have they done? Because if we're going to pick our politicians, we have to be more wise and astute regarding who we're going to vote for, and not just vote for anyone that says anything that they want to say just to get themselves elected.
Amber, you can come up here and hit this panel, but to of course, everybody thinks they era. I love the '70s when I came up. Um, my parents were steel workers. Um, we left Chicago, came to Joliet. Everybody sort of knew everybody because everybody's parents either worked at Caterpillar, GAF, Uniroyal. So, I've been around all 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 cultures all my life. I really didn't experience racism till I was an adult, and it was on a job. But there's so much, you know, restoring that's got to be done, because I'm going to tell you, this presidential campaign is so full of hate and evil. Like, this is crazy. You got people that's not speaking to each other. You got people that wish Trump was unalive. Now, I'm going to tell you, I always say a beatdown, but I ain't unalive and all of that. No, that's deep. That's deep. Mm-mm. And, it's just too much evil for me. This is evil. In the '70s, when I grew up, I didn't even know what religion my neighbors and stuff was. I didn't know nothing about politics. Well, I knew, but I would just listen to what my father would say. I always knew they said the two things not to discuss was politics and religion. But I'm respectful of everybody. And so this, let me tell you, Jose, this whole year of 2024 has been people, everybody's being exposed, everything. And like I tell people, I guess I'm on this now with this. It's because I'm so sick of them saying what Trump gonna do and do. He wanna lock up everybody, and you got this woman that targeted black and brown men that can show you what she will do, but y'all want to give her a pass. She the great man, missed me with all of that stuff. Same way with Joe Biden. Part of the crime, Still in 94. Lock him up. Don't try to give him no help. Don't try to give him no treatment. Just send him to prison.
Okay. This has been a crazy year, and we still gonna have to deal with some crazy stuff.
Man,
First of all,
never lied, Jose.
Next month.
I respect everybody. I'm just, like I say, giving my opinion. Like I say, my girlfriend, they love Kamala Harris. I go to the Baptist General State Convention every year. And like I said, they had, Chucks and Pearls night. And I'm like, I'm not getting Chucks and Pearls. I would never do anything that's in representation of Kamala Harris. But I'm not getting ready to fall out with nobody about it. They got their Chucks. They had their pearls. And I put on my gym shoes. Did I buy some pearls? Or did I already have some pink pearls? But it was not going to be Chucks. But I can think with an open mind. I can take constructive criticism. If you dig further, like stop and frisk, her record indicates she believed in mass incarceration. She believed in locking up men of color. And it keeps going on because you got Fonnie Willis down there in Atlanta that's doing it. My eyes wide open. I'm awake, but I'm not going to argue with anybody. She stated she's not going to do anything that's going to help black people only. But you passed the Asian hate crime bill that helped Asians only. You can't make this stuff up. But I'm going to mute my mic. We got 15 minutes. Jose.
What I would advise people to do is, is do your research regarding what's most likely is going to be Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and then you decide for yourself which one of the two, if you're going to support either one of the two. I mean, that's about the only thing I can suggest. I'm going to hop off because I have other things to do. First of all, thank you very much, April Showers, for allowing me on your platform. And like I said before, we're not going to live to see reparations being granted if it's ever going to be granted. I think what we need to do is just, be the try to be the best versions of ourselves and make sure that we do our research properly regarding uh, who we're going to support. So with that being said, I'll take my leave. Thank you very much, and shout out to everyone in the chat, and have a good day.
Thank you for coming over, Jose. It's always appreciated. Amber, on the screen up there is I've shown uh, who has received reparations. Uh, Americans who, can you see that? Or do I need to hold on? Oh, I know why I can't get a. Okay. But anyway, Americans who receive compensation for historical injustice include Native Americans for government seized land, Japanese for being held in internment camps, survivor of police abuses in Chicago, victims of forced relation, and Black residents of Rosewood. So they're giving out money. That's just a few. It's more. It's more. But like I don't know what exactly did they give them. Hold on. Now you've been ready to have me doing research. Hold on. I know they gave them a lot of money. The Google. How much did the United States government purchase for reparations? And hold on. Native advocates call on universities built on tribal lands to make amends, but note the difficulty of coming up with a figure. So let's see. What did they give them? They paid out 1.3 billion. That was the native tribe. Then the Sioux Nation sued in 1980 for 105 million. So see, like I said, somebody fought for the Indians. Not this hard. And the time is now. I don't even know what type of amount to come up with. They've got different tribes. So, oh my goodness. They said 10.7 million acres of from 250 tribes. And on a lot of reservations now, they say they have bought in casinos. Wow. 250 tribes. And people be trying to say, what tribe you come from? Lord, have mercy. They got 250 tribes. Now, as far as I'm concerned, every black person should be given reparations. The terrorizing, closing down of black people. Black people wasn't able to sit in restaurants, go through the back door. Hey, wellness with Frugal Mom. How? Well, uh, over. I used to believe that we could all come together and we too far gone. My poor people, we too far gone. I say we don't support each. We wouldn't even go buy groceries from the little man that might have a little because we got to pay a few pennies more, 10 cents more, because the black man can't buy in bulk where they can have reduced prices. First thing we say, oh, they jealous of me. Jealous of what? It ain't nobody in this world I'm jealous of. Because anything you want in this world, you can have it. We don't stick together. Yeah, everybody needs to be treated equally. But for my pain and suffering, for my great to even my parents suffering, I want something, but I know I ain't gonna. And yes, J34, there are some places in the U.S. that could really use. You got Mississippi where people are still using house outdoor bathrooms. Okay, you got rural America where some people don't even have plumbing. Yeah, it's gonna have to be a whole new regime of people, cause my folks not, honey. No. Honey, the first thing they want to holler somebody jealous of you. You can't tell them. Even with this, I'm only doing these shows because they say, "Oh, Doris in jail, in jail." But what about the lady that already had him in jail? Yes, GJ34. My brother lives in South Carolina. He took me to the country part. People still have in Mississippi, in some of these areas, they do not have indoor plumbing. Yes, DJ Threefold. Baby. Ooh. The town my mother from is called Chula, Mississippi. And I used to be like, they need to take gasoline and pour over this town and burn it down and rebuild it. Yeah. Yeah, in Mississippi too. Arkansas, all of them places in the South. Probably down there in Georgia. Everybody ain't up to speed now. America is a country that first of all was built on way. So it's already evil. America was built on lies. America is the United States of America. If you money, regardless of your race, color, or creed, you can. Okay? I'm going to have to end this show, y'all, so I can get ready to go downstairs. Yes, I do show. No, plumbing ain't cheap in 2024. You know, I'm just information. Every time somebody says something about Trump, I'm like, but what about what that person did? I'm a woman like this. Don't talk about one if you ain't going to talk about them all. Okay, reparations. Yeah. Where did Amber go? Yeah. I wonder, you know, Amber, I hope that one day, as said, that people will not be judged by the color of their skin. Reparation is the making of amends for a wrong one has done by paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wrong. And I want to make this clear, everybody. Am is we have great conversations. Eyes up to say, hey, I'm a Caucasian woman. I've been followed in stores. Some people have looked at me like I wasn't nothing. You know, it's about me. A lot of Caucasian people were labeled as white trash. If the white people talk to black people, they didn't like them. Okay. Compensation for damages paid by a defeated state. Yeah. And there has been all kind of slavery that has went on. Shoot, it was even back in biblical days. People they were enslaved. There were slaves then, you know. Bring it. But I'm gonna play this clip one more time. Kamala Harris. Hold on. I know y'all got to bear with me. I'm going to play this one more time. So we will see what Harris stands.
Well, listen. Again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have.
I gotta remove the screen. Bear with me. See, usually I. Question she just should have said right from the beginning. When the woman asked her, "Do you support reparations?" she should have said, "No, I do not support anything that's going to benefit people, but I made sure Asian hate crime bill was passed." Kamala Harris, not like us, and hold on. And I'm gonna show this, and I'm gonna have to get out of here because I've got to be downstairs and hold on.
Support reparations for Black.
Well, let's. Years we had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination. We have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around income, and we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing. Recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families from poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from when you take into account that they're starting at the same place, they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparity, and that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
Did you hear that?
Whatever benefits that Black family and society as a whole and the country, right?
Did you hear what she's not going to support anything that's for Black people only, but you supported the Asian hate crime bill that was for Asians only. Hey, Miss Queen. Hey, I bring it. Hey, wellness. But y'all, I'm going to keep bringing this again. Like I say, I don't know. I vote on issues. I vote on certain party. I'm not one of these that's getting ready to be like, oh, I'm Democratic. If any of y'all in this show who's going to listen to this show in the future or going to share it out, I think for you Democrats, you diehard Democratic people, I think with the Democratic Party scrambling, they've been exposed. I think now is the time for y'all to say, give us reparations, give us something or no vote. I don't care nothing about what no Black Caucus got to say, because, you know, they might be faces, but I don't know behind the Black Caucus, really, just like what happened with Black Lives Matter. Ain't nothing to finish this statement. She did just like Barack Obama did. They got in there. Black people voted for them thinking they was the great Black hope. And they both got in there and said, I'm a president for all the people. I'm not going to support just Black only. Lord, I know my was turning over in his grave because I can hear him call Barack. Barack, what about what happened in Ferguson? But what about that? Our Black. Yeah. Hey, June. So, everybody, this is what we talked about Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry about that. The internet is acting up. It's starting to act up now. Um, out of my control. There's Kamala. Starting to act up. Hey, Pan, my friend from Greece. Um, Pan, I need to touch with me this afternoon because I'm gonna talk to you about about the laptop. But let's see. Hey, I bring it. Now wait a minute, Queen. I did want to say, I know they're gonna be like, she up there on you. Okay, Miss Queen said America is structured for black people. Let me see. To stay on the bottom. Um, Also, by definition of law, it's kind of illegal to write something specifically for black people. Well, in the Constitution, black people were only considered three-fourths human. They never tried to change that. But yeah, a lot of things was built by the, and you have people like the Barack Obamas and the Kamala Harrises, you know, that'll people pumped up, think they forced, and they get in office and they're then to change them. Hey, retirement. But anyway, I love all people, regardless of race, color, creed. I go by how people treat me. I vote on issues. I find all of this stuff that's got to do with this presidential election. To me, it's entertainment. I need something to do to keep my mind busy. I'm learning a little bit more about history. are 250 Indian tribes. Okay, I learned that. 250 in, but you know, I just hate the hate that is going on. Election, people not being respectful of each other, and y'all know once I don't like somebody, I don't like them. That go in my personal life too. It's done. It's a done deal. But what Miss Queen was saying is a lot of things was built by design. It was, even from the way laws was wrote, even from the way sentencing was done for those that get in trouble, mental health. Like I said, they gave different prenatal vitamins to Caucasian women than they did women of color. You know, it's so many things that's coming out. This country is the United States of America. You know, a lot of things have happened, and hey, all I wanted to do, you know, I'm trying to learn about different cultures. Then I have my people saying I like other cultures better than my own. Well, I'm gonna talk about my own because I had a lot of hopes for some of you people. I believe you let us down. You let us down. Then some people we made black. Like we just made Obama black. We just made Kamala Harris black. Yeah. And yeah, but I hate to end the show. I got 5 minutes to get downstairs. And I told them I was gonna be down there at a quarter of see, Miss Queen, you do this show, and we all go over into your chat. Or if Miss Queen, Amber, Angel, we all join you, anybody, because these are some healthy conversations need to be discussed by all people. We are all people. You know, we are all human beings. You know what, Miss Queen? If they came out and said they're gonna give us this much money, they're gonna put a lot of us in danger, don't you think? Check this out. Check if oh Jesus. If they know if they give us a lot of money, we going to buy designer bags, shoes, purses, and cars and stuff. They ain't, you know. That we ain't gonna go buy no house or property. Yeah. And you have to look at everything with your eyes wide open now. You got to look at life through everybody's eyes. You really do. Because we've been bamboozled. We have been bamboozled. Hey, my beautiful angel, how you doing? No matter where you live, you know, Angel's over there in the UK, Pan in Greece. They have issues over there. They had wildfires that they couldn't control. We know over there in the UK, there's a lot of things that go on. And so we are all human beings, and we all are number one. You are all number one in my eyes. You are all amazing content. That's why I support all of y'all and share your shows. You might be talking about something that I don't even agree with. Respect everybody and their opinion and their viewpoint. And if somebody is going to continue on with this show, I will be more than happy. I got to get downstairs. Oh, Lord, because I done signed up to volunteer to do something. And I got to get downstairs, y'all. This is April Showers. I'm out, but I can be in the show as I'm downstairs. We're just trying to do a little bit more activities. And they have an organization, Meals on Wheels, and I'm able to get a free lunch every day. And I go down here since groceries is so high, and I only get $24 a month in food stamps. So I'm trying to help myself as well for my groceries to last longer by going to eat lunch downstairs for free every day as well. Yeah. And oh, girl, honey, me and my best friends, one is the first lady of a church, okay? So you can imagine some of our conversations. But everybody, y'all have a great day. I love you all. Peace, love from April Showers. Learn how to respect everybody. Everybody have a great day. You are all beautiful, amazing content creators. Bye.